23,000. That's the number of people, according to the Department of Home Affairs, who are currently in the process of obtaining temporary refugee visas in Australia. Community legal centres and even private migration firms want to be able to assist as many people as they can, but currently, they rely on the refugees finding them and may face issues of capacity. Meet Abdul. He is a Shia Muslim Hazara man who is originally from Afghanistan who had arrived in Australia by boat after fleeing the Taliban. He is unable to speak or read in English and may not understand crucial aspects of the application process. He is also at risk of severe financial hardship and may in fact require pro bono services. If of course he chooses a for-profit firm to represent him, Abdul is at risk of exploitation by some migration agents who might charge exorbitant fees for their services. This risk is further compounded by his unawareness of market rates and standards. As a refugee who arrived by boat, statistically, he is also susceptible to isolation from key support services. Haven is a solution that people like Abdul need. It is a revolutionary product that connects refugees and asylum seekers with legal services. And here's how it works. A refugee will log into the app and provide some basic information that allows their needs to be understood, including their income bracket. Based on this, Haven will then appropriately offer the case to CLCs or to firms offering fee-paying services based on other factors such as their capacity and their expertise at the time. For example, Haven may be able to match refugees with migration agents who speak their language, or in the case of Abdul, they might be able to match him with lawyers who have experience with cases from Afghanistan. Depending on their capacity, CLCs or firms may choose to undertake or decline the case on their own version of the application. For clients who are ineligible for CLCs, they can choose from firms that have capacity, as they're given key information such as the price of services. The for-profit firms, before being able to access the application, will be vetted in terms of their price offerings and reputation. The inclusion of for-profit firms is based on Haven's philosophy that refugees are not made worse off. As refugees who are unable to access CLCs and other pro bono services would have had to rely on fee-paying services anyway, enabling them to have access to justice also mandates the need to minimize their risk of financial exploitation. The application will also be made available in major refugee languages such as Faili Kurdish, Tamil or Hazaragi, following consultation with translation and interpretation experts for both written and audio questions and responses, as some refugees may not be able to read or write in their native tongue. This will enable greater understanding between refugees and lawyers and ensure a smooth transition to the process of lawyer-client consultations and further legal services. There would also be a Need Help page where applicants can access the contacts for a range of community and support services addressing a wide range of issues such as homelessness, domestic violence, LGBT support and counselling. The application will initially be distributed through major support services such as the Asylum Seeker Centre, as well as through government bodies and community legal centres. These services would in turn be incorporated into our referral system. Based on discussions with representatives from the Immigration Advice and Rights Centre, as well as the Refugee Advice and Casework Service, two prominent migration law CLCs in New South Wales, Haven would be optimal as another source of referrals rather than being the only method of connecting with lawyers, as traditional engagement processes, including phone calls and human contact, are required for some clients. The application would not require any further costs to be paid by CLCs, which already have limited funding. This concept was welcomed by the community sector on these terms. Consultations were also conducted with private migration firms such as Playfair Visa and Migration Services.
This app is minimalist and user-friendly. The referral system means that legal practices can spend more time on casework and be able to keep track of new engagements more seamlessly. The application is also reasonably priced, and the monthly flat rate fee incentivizes firms to be more proactive in undertaking cases and reduce delays faced by clients. I really do think that Haven has the potential to really transform for the better the way in which migration law practices manage their caseloads and interact with their clients.
Haven's transformative potential also makes it likely that it would be endorsed by peak bodies such as the Migration Institute of Australia. Refugees' privacy was the most significant issue emphasised by industry bodies such as CLC's New South Wales, RACS and IARC. According to Ali, the principal solicitor at IARC, protection visa applications fail on two main issues, one which is credibility and the second being country information. This means that any information, including identity, can be material to one's application and therefore must be safeguarded. For this, we will incorporate the privacy policy of RACS, about which their IT professional has agreed to consult further for the purposes of developing Haven. Accordingly, Haven will comply to the Australian privacy principles, including taking reasonable steps to protect refugees' personal information and ensuring that higher encryption and privacy standards are adhered to due to the sensitive nature of the information being collected, including race, ethnicity, and religion. CLC New South Wales has also shown interest in providing further guidance as to encryption standards. There appear to be no issues arising in terms of the branding of the application. Although other countries have applications that deal mainly with connecting refugees with support services, even these offerings are largely unavailable in Australia. Costs will mainly be incurred through the hosting and maintenance of the website. The setup and maintenance will be run initially by Team Haven. Web hosting can be attained for approximately $500 a month, an estimate based on market prices with a markup for the requirement to handle sensitive data and the running of the application. To fund Haven, an access fee will be charged for participating for-profit firms. From initial consultations with industry, we estimate firms are willing to pay approximately $300 a month for access to Haven. This is priced at a level which could be sold as an add-on to current ERP systems such as the Elite Migration Manager, which is used widely across the industry. Our flat rate fee structure would incentivize firms to use the platform as much as possible and thereby reduce delays for refugees. We were advised by various CLCs that the professional indemnity covering law firms would extend to Haven if the database was stored on a law firm's server. We are also in the process of consulting with larger law firms in order to secure funding for our project, or Haven's incorporation into their pro bono or outreach programs. There are also a range of government and university startup grants for social impact projects for which Haven is a strong contender. Our short-term and initial focus on people comprising the legacy caseload has been spurred by the fact that a majority of the cohort's initial visa applications have been processed. Team Haven wants to ensure that we assist them first, given their vulnerable status, including their uncertain residential status. However, the layout of Haven provides a solid foundation for us to upscale the product to encompass other types of visas, such as the onshore protection visa, as well as other immigration matters more broadly. We envision that other visa offerings will be incorporated into the service within the next 2 years. This means that our annual revenue is likely to see an exponential upward increase over the next few years, as broadening the scope of our services would make us more attractive to a wider array of migration firms and practitioners. A potential review system of firms was also given a resounding thumbs up in our discussions with Playfair and RACS. Participating firms would be able to compare their ratings with the averages and trends of other firms. The information would not be publicised in accordance with our fee agreement with firms. However, the system would still be likely to increase the competitiveness amongst firms, leading to an upward pressure on the quality of services. Our team is comprised of members from business, financial, software, IT, and legal backgrounds. A diversity in combination with a healthy team dynamic that we can leverage to our advantage in order to cover all aspects of the project's operations and development and securing funding and partnerships. Haven, transforming legal services for refugees with empathy and pragmatism.